Hello Internet, this is JB Squared 61279, and I'm coming at you with a movie review. I wanted to talk real quick about the new Evil Dead movie. I saw it this weekend, and wow, holy crap, that movie was great. I loved it. It was gore-tastic, splatter-tastic, whatever you want to call it. I thought it was pretty awesome. So, for those of you that don't know, the new Evil Dead is actually a remake. I wouldn't really call it a remake, though. I guess it would be more like a retelling of the original from way back in either late 70s or early 80s. The original was directed by Sam Raimi, who went on to do the original 3 Spider-Man movies, and it also had Bruce Campbell in it, who is a great actor. I love him. That launched his career, both of those guys' careers. And the original movie was basically a couple of friends heading into the woods with no money, and they created an awesome, out-of-control scary movie. At the time, that movie was super, I think it was really shocking and had a lot of gross, nasty stuff in it. And even today, it's still pretty cool to watch. And a lot of fans of the original were wondering if this remake, was going to tarnish the good name of the franchise, give it a bad rep, and the answer is, in my opinion, the answer is no. This movie did an excellent job. It deserves the title worthy of being in the Evil Dead franchise. In this new movie, there's a couple of friends. They're like college age, I guess. And they're trying to break their one friend's drug habit, so they drive her out into the middle of this old cabin in the woods. They dump the drugs down the well, and she's trying to go cold turkey in one weekend. Bad weekend to pick to do that, or I should say bad cabin to pick to do it in, because guess what's there? The Necronomicon. And one guy, I called him Glasses, I believe his name was Eric in the film, but this fucking guy does all the dumb shit in the movie. And the ancient evil is released, and a bunch of crazy, whacked out shit happens. I mean, it's crazy. It definitely lives up to that "what the fuck am I watching" moniker, or like that the Evil Dead movies can lay claim to, the originals. You watch the stuff and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And that's exactly what you're going to get from this movie. And it is messy. It's a messy film. There's tons of various bodily fluids. You got your pee, you got your vomit, your barf, you got your blood, lots of blood. Holy crap. You got your pus. Pus makes several appearances. But really what this movie is all about is how much damage the main characters go through, the brutality they get put through throughout the course of the film. And I'm not talking like torture porn brutality like the Saw movies and a couple of other movies, because those movies are meant to be real serious, and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe this is happening. In this movie, all of the violent stuff that happens, it's in a sick way, it's funny, it's shocking, but it's more humorous. And that's what the Evil Dead movies should be. Bruce Campbell got his ass kicked in all of the Evil Dead movies, and lots of bad things happen to the other characters too, and that's what this movie's about. Just taking a beating and keep on coming, and every character goes through that at some point during this movie. And the death scenes are not elaborate, but very well done. Lots of different tools, kitchen tools, power tools. You get a lot of everyday items put to use as deadly weapons. And I've heard a lot of people say that this movie is supposed to be really scary. At least that's what I'm reading on the reviews. And that wasn't the case for me. I didn't really find the movie scary. A couple of jump scares got me, but I don't really count that as being a scary film. To me, the movie had more of a cool factor to it. It had just this vibe of, just throwing any kind of crazy shit that could happen was going to happen. But it was all related in some way to the original Evil Dead movie. So, especially 1 and 2 is really what I'm talking about. If you've seen those previous movies, there's going to be several scenes in that movie that are going to call to mind things that have happened in the previous Evil Dead films, and you're gonna enjoy it all. It's really good. But was the movie scary? No, not really. It was more fun and cool than scary. And yeah, that's what an Evil Dead movie should be. It should be an entertaining, crazy mess like that. One thing that did bother me about the movie, if I had one gripe about the film, it would be there's two main characters. Two main characters in the movie are the girl, and I can't think of either of their names at this point, but it doesn't matter because everybody goes through hell. But the one main character is the girl trying to kick the drug habit, and the other main character is her brother, who's trying to help her, but he's kind of a dickhead. This guy, the brother, is who I'm talking about. It takes him forever in this movie to step up and be a participant in what's happening, like, if that makes sense. Because most of the movie, he just is either refusing to believe or accept the fact that there's something evil happening. You know, it's all just, there's a logical explanation for everything besides spiritual evil darkness. So he's either doing that or he is too busy trying to save other characters that are already gone. They're toast. They're gonna die. And he's putting other main characters who are fine, at least at that point in time, he's putting them in jeopardy by trying to save these characters that you know are already dead. And he should have realized it too. And I distinctly remember in the original Evil Dead that Bruce Campbell's character had that same problem. It took him a long time to be like, before he stepped up and became the man in that character, or in that movie. But the guy in this in this new version, he seems so much longer in this new version to step up and do what he's got to do and actually start being a little bit of a badass. But he gets there, but it takes him a very long time to get there. And you're just sitting, I was sitting in the theater thinking, come on, what more do you got to see, dude? You got, there's pus and shit coming out of every orifice of people, and he's like, it's a disease? What? Come on. That's stupid. But yeah, but that brings me to another point. The dialogue was goofy, but that's a good thing. I'm expecting goofy dialogue, but the goofy dialogue is a good thing. I'm expecting that, over-the-top acting. That's what the originals were. The movie there is no Bruce Campbell in there, no cameo. I did not stay till after the credits, but from what I've heard, there's nothing there from him. The movie is missing Bruce Campbell's manic personality that he brought to the original movies that made them a little extra, funny, a little extra cool. So it is missing that, but it can stand on its own. These new characters do a good job, and the final scene in the movie has to be mentioned. It is over the top, all kinds of crazy fucking shit going on. You can definitely see a little bit of Sam Raimi's director's style in this movie. Like the ghost, the spirit that moves through the woods, you can see that in the preview. That's from the original. That was Sam Raimi. There's another scene where, a ghoul, a deadite comes floating through the water, like not walking, just kind of on a track, and it looks really cool. You can see that in there. The camera pans and zooms that give the movie that sort of, fun, cheesy style to it. That's in there, and it's really cool. So yeah, I definitely recommend that you go see this movie. If you're a fan of the Evil Dead franchise, definitely check this movie out, which you probably already have, or you have plans to. I know I had this movie release date marked on my calendar for a long time, and I was happy that I saw it in the theaters. There's not many movies I see in the theaters, but this one I wanted to, and I enjoyed it. So if you're a fan of the franchise, check it out. If you're a fan of scary movies, definitely check it out. Don't, go see it with a bunch of friends too. I believe that the more people you would have to see this movie, the more fun you would have with it. Anyway, that's got an easily upset stomach from, massive bodily fluids coming out all over the place. You might want to leave them at home. They might get a little upset by this movie. So overall, the new Evil Dead movie, my rating for it, I would definitely give it 4 out of 5 Bruce Campbells. So you owe it to yourself to check it out. You're going to have a good time watching it. And yeah, that's about it. So JB Squared 61279 with a movie review.